What would you do if you just found out your best friend of 5 years was stealing from you? Because I just found out that my best friend of 5 years was stealing from me, and I honestly don't know what to do. So let's rewind and start from the beginning, because this is actually insane to me, and that is why I haven't posted in about 5 days, because I have been dealing with this drama for the same amount of time that I haven't been posting. Dude, we're gonna call this girl Bella. Wait, I actually have two really good friends named Bella who didn't do this, so we're gonna call this girl Stacy. So also, excuse the chocolate on my face, I literally just had pie bowls, but I have been friends with Stacy since, like I said, 5 years. So I've been friends with her since 8th grade. So me and Stella became really close really quick. We don't go to the same school or anything, but we met through mutual friends, and we have been really good friends, or so I thought, ever since. Me and this girl, like, we have been friends, and like I was always there for her. Like, I haven't been anything but a good friend to this girl. Like, I'm always there for her. Like, anytime she ever needed me to spot her on something, like, I was always there. Like, literally just always there for her. And like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys like she never did anything for me, but, and like, this isn't a comparison because we're friends, and I didn't expect her to ever like do anything back. Like, I did stuff not expecting anything in return, but I did start to notice that every time I did do something for her or like spot her, like even like $1, she would never say thank you or anything. She would take it as if I should be the one like paying for her and all that stuff. And there are so many stories about this girl. Like, one time we were both getting something to eat, and she's the one who planned like the dinner and everything, and she reserved a spot. But once we got there, she claimed that she had forgot her wallet, and I remember seeing it in her car because she picked me up and took me there because she's the one who planned the date and everything, and I didn't have my license at that point. And I remember telling her like, oh, I thought I saw it in your car, like, do you want me to run out and grab it for you? Because I had already put my share of the bill in the table on the check. And she was like, no, like, I know for sure that I left it at my house. Like, I swear on everything, it's in my house. So do you mind just spotting me and I'll pay back later? So obviously I said yes. And later when I asked her like, hey, like, is everything going okay with like the PayPal, like insinuating that like to pay me back and everything, because usually we would like pay each other back through PayPal, she was like, oh, like, what do you mean? And I just wasn't about to push her at that point, because like I knew she knew what I meant, but like I just didn't like say anything, because I'm just like, oh, like, I guess you just didn't want to pay me back. So fast forward, when I found out that she was stealing from me was when I was on TikTok. But let's just go back a second. I just remembered this. During like the months that I found out that she was stealing from me, which we'll get into later, I was actually starting to notice some of my stuff missing. Like, I thought that I just misplaced it in the laundry, because I, like, before, like, me and her had been friends, like, I also noticed some of my stuff missing, and, like, I would find it, like, a couple months later, so I was just like, all right, like, I just lost my favorite sweatshirt, whatever, I'll find it later. And y'all, I'm already at 3 minutes. I'm about to film part 2, so go to part 2 now. Love you guys. Bye! This is part 2 of how I found out my best friend of 5 years was stealing from me. More specifically, my clothes. And go watch part 1 if you haven't, and stay tuned for more story times. For the past 2 months or so, like, I honestly, like, started to realize, like, none of my clothes would be turning up. And if you guys have been a follower of mine and have watched my story time before, I had mentioned that I had a friend in the past steal money from me. So that's why I was able to kind of piece these puzzles together. Pieces of the puzzle together. Buckle up, you guys, because this is where it actually starts to hit the fan. Friends, like, you know, like, suggested friends come up when you're looking through your following and you're going down to see, like, who requested you or who started following you. And then if you go down, it says, like, suggested friends. So I was looking through that just because I was like, oh, and like, honestly, some of my old friends sometimes pop up, so I follow them through there. So I was just looking on my main account, and I see her name and then spams, and then there's like a couple random numbers in it. So I'm like, oh, like, this is Stacy, why do I not follow this? So I follow it because that's just what friends do, because I thought, oh, she probably just created it, and like, that's why I didn't know about it. So I request to follow it, and then a couple days later I'm like, oh, like, I still don't see the acceptance. But I was like, oh, like, when did you create this? Just like, you know, because it had like a really funny profile picture. In fact, I think I was in the background of it, so I had sent it to her, and I was like, oh, like, when did you create this? And a girlie leaves me undelivered. I'm not even kidding you. 3 days. And I'm just like, okay. And honestly, I thought she was leaving me undelivered for something that actually happened like the day before, which I'll get into that story time later if you guys want to know. It wasn't even a big thing, but I thought, okay. And it was from like a minor argument that happened because of something she did. So if you guys want to hear that story, just let me know in the comments. Like, let's see if she accepted me or even blocked me. I was just like, okay, I know this girl did not. So I go to her profile, like, I look up the username back at the saved chat the saved picture I had, and it said follow again, like, request. And I knew that was because she declined my request to follow her. So me being me, I took my old account that she had no idea about, because it was like from middle school. It had like 12 followers, and I'm not even kidding you guys. I look back 11 to 12 minutes later, and she accepts. Mom called me, but she accepts the request, and I'm looking through her videos because I'm like, why? Because again, like the suspicion in the back of my head was already the fact that she left me undelivered. Then she declined my request. I'm like, what is this girl possibly hiding? Like, and she only had like 7 followers, so I didn't take it to heart, but like she considered me especially to be one of her best friends. So I was like, what are you hiding from me? So I'm obviously looking through the account, and I'm not even kidding you guys. The first video I clicked, she's wearing my sweatshirt. Like, girl. And I looked through the followers to see if there were any of the people I know, because again, we go to different schools, so I don't really know anyone else from her school. And guess what? The next like 3 videos down, she's wearing my shorts. So at this point, you guys, like, I'm like, there's absolutely no way. Like, when I tell you my mouth dropped to the floor, I call my best friend, like my best friend, and I'm like, this girl, and I'm like obviously explaining everything, and she's like, Liv, like, we were both in shock, and obviously like there's no resolving this. Like, you stole my clothes. So obviously she answers my call because I texted her on text messages, and we normally didn't text on text messages. So I said like, oh my god, I have crazy tea, and obviously she's gonna answer. Also, sorry this video is so long. Like, this story time is crazy, and I don't want to make this into 3 parts for you guys. But I just realized I am actually at 7 minutes, so go to part 3. It's literally gonna be 15 seconds. Love you guys. What would you do if you found out your best friend was stealing from you? Because that's exactly what happened to me. Part 3. After I saw her wearing my clothes on my TikTok, I was like, no freaking way. And like, I'm not just gonna drop this because we were friends for a long time, and I wanted to confront her about her stealing my clothes because I honestly wanted my clothes back. Like, she took my favorite hoodies and my shorts and everything else. And if that's all that I saw from her in that one like couple of videos, like, I was just questioning how many other things she had stolen from me. So I decided to come up with this master plan to try and get my stuff back, because what would I do? Fight her and then accuse her? Obviously, she's going to say she didn't take my stuff. And even if she did, well, we would stop being friends, and then I would lose all my clothes. So I decided that I was going to still be friends with her so I can take back my clothes. And by the way, you guys, this drama is still going on because I still haven't gotten back all my clothes, and I'm about to like ask you guys a way to like get them back, and you guys can let me know if you think that it's a good idea. This girl has not been free for literally ever, and every time that I try to ask her like, can we hang out, like all of a sudden she's acting all weird and saying that she's busy. Keep in mind, before we started hanging out, she would ask me to hang out every single day, and when I did hang out, she would get mad, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's busy. So I have a feeling that she found out that I knew she was stealing my clothes. And right now, like this very second, she still thinks that we're friends because I have not yet had a chance to go to the house and take my clothes back. So now I'm going to tell you guys my plan to get my clothes back, because I just really want my clothes back. Like, that's literally all I want. And like, obviously I was sad that we weren't like, that I had to stop being friends with her, especially because we got so close. Yes, it hurts, but at the same time, like, she's the one who did me wrong. So at the end of the day, like, I'm not upset because I know I didn't do anything wrong. So right now she is on vacation because she went on Thanksgiving break. And I know you guys are probably like, this has been going on for weeks, but you guys don't understand that we've both been busy, and every time I ask her to hang out, she keeps saying no the past 2 weeks, and now she's on vacation. So I honestly have no way of going to her house. So what I'm planning on doing is, as soon as she gets back, I am going to go to her room, like when we hang out, and I'm just gonna like go in her closet and then be like, oh my god, like, or I'll be like, can I borrow one of your like hoodies or something? And then I'll go in the closet and then I'll see my hoodies and be like, oh my god, like, why are my clothes here? And then I'll just like collectively take back everything that she stole from me. But guys, what's even weirder about this whole situation is the fact that like, if she knows that or if she thinks that I know that she stole my clothes, like, why would she still like want to be friends with me? Because I'm still in her private stories. Like, she's never mind, I took her off because like she doesn't know that like we're not friends because of what, you know, she knows. Like, I'm not 100% sure if she knows that I know, but I feel like she does, because why else wouldn't she want to hang out? And I just think that that's really weird. So what I'm gonna do is, again, like, I'm gonna try and go to her house and like try, like, secretly like try and take back my stuff, or like I'll like confront her about it. So let me know what I should do. Do you guys think I should confront her about taking my clothes, or go to the house and try and get back my clothes? Because I don't know what to do at this point.